Hi everybody, and thank you very much for joining us as we go live with some urgent information that's just come to hand. And this is in relation to the Thai Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, who was suspended back on August the 24th after a complaint was made by MPs that in fact he had already served his term of 8 years. Any Thai Prime Minister under the 2017 Constitution is only allowed to serve for 8 years in total. Now the court has come down in favour of the now returned Thai Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha. So the Constitutional Court, the 9 judges, have decided today, and it was only announced 5 minutes ago, that Prayut Chan-o-cha started his term as Prime Minister officially, as far as they're concerned, constitutionally, on April the 6th, 2017, which means that if he were to be re-elected, he could continue to serve as Thai Prime Minister until 2025, well, on April the 6th. However, the situation is that he will now return to the position of Prime Minister of Thailand, and that would mean that he will stay in that role until the next election. Now, as Prime Minister, he's able to call for a new election. He's allowed to dissolve Parliament. That's one of the things that he can do as the Prime Minister. But he'd also be serving as somewhat of a lame duck Prime Minister, given all the attention that this has garnered. So just re-announcing that Prayut Chan-o-cha is being reinstated as Thailand's Prime Minister and will be able to serve as a Prime Minister, if he's re-elected next year, until 2025. The 9 judges of the Constitutional Court, I don't have the breakdown of the actual vote, but the Constitutional Court says that he started as Prime Minister officially on April the 6th, 2017. Now, there could have been a lot of speculation as to when exactly you decide that Prayut started his particular role as Prime Minister. I guessed that perhaps, getting a bit busy out here, I think everybody's learning the news at the same time. I would have speculated that he might have been actually thrown out, and that his role as Prime Minister started back in August 2014. And I say that because it was on that date, in August 2017, that he was anointed by the King of Thailand as the official Prime Minister, following the coup in May that year. However, the Constitutional Court has decided that no, his role as Thailand's Prime Minister officially started in 2017. Now, what happened in 2017? Well, in 2017, it's just raining here, so I'm just moving back under the eaves. It was back in 2017, in April, that the new constitution was voted on by the Thai people, and that particular vote allowed the new constitution to come into play. So the Constitutional Court is saying, well, that's when he became officially Thailand's Prime Minister. So you start counting forward from that time on. So, okay, a few things happened earlier today. Firstly, the police cleared the area around the Constitutional Court, and the government also went on a PR offensive, just saying all the wonderful things that they've done during their term. I think a lot of people were prepared for the worst, and when I say the worst news would have been for the government that he would have not been reinstated, and their government would have been in a state of flux. Probably Prayut would have had to have continued as the caretaker Prime Minister until the Parliament could have met to elect, or from the nominations from the 2019 from the Prime Ministerial candidates, they would have had to have elected a new Prime Minister through to the end of this term of Parliament. So, just announcing that Prayut has been reinstated as Prime Minister. The Constitutional Court say that he started officially, as far as they're concerned, on April the 6th, 2019. There are going to be some protests this afternoon. They're already been announced and they will go ahead, I'm fairly sure. There's going to be one at 4 p.m. at the Pratnam Skywalk. That's the skywalk that links the what's called the Siam Discovery Centre with MBK, and the sort of Siam Square, that whole intersection there. So if you'd like it, it's the MBK intersection. So the Skywalk, that protest will be starting at 4 p.m. There are police already in attendance and they'll obviously be doing their best to try and limit or stop that protest. There'll be another protest at 5 p.m. this afternoon by the Melting Pot Group. That's going to be at the Ratcha Prasong intersection. That's next to Central World. So that will be at 5 p.m. And that protest is being called the Stop the Three Ps. The three Ps being Prayut, Prawit and General Anupong Ponchinda. So they're called the three generals that are seen, or the gang of three that have been seen to be running Thailand since the coup back in 2017. The 4 p.m. protest is being run by the United Front of Thammasat and Demonstration. If you've just joined us, it's Tim doing a very quick update on exactly what's happened. The Constitutional Court of Thailand has come down in favour of General Prayut, saying that he will be able to return to his role as Prime Minister of Thailand. And they say that he started his 8-year tenure on April the 6th in 2017. So it's going to be a very interesting situation over the next few days to see the reaction of protesters, the reaction of the press, the reaction on social media, to see what sort of support he's going to remain with. Interestingly, I would say that, as I said it a bit earlier, I think he's going to be now serving as a lame duck Prime Minister. Given all the controversies and the lack of support in the polls that he currently has, he's going to be serving in the role of Prime Minister in name only. And I pretty much imagine that he'll run out his term as Prime Minister until the next election is called. But if you go by what the polls are saying, the Palang Pracharat government has no hope of winning. But then again, many things can happen in elections, and even more things can happen in Thailand. So if he continues on as Prime Minister after the election, if he was by some miracle re-elected, then he could continue on following today's ruling by the Constitutional Court until 2025. So that's pretty much the news. The 9 judges of the Constitutional Court coming down in favour of Prayut Chan-o-cha and saying that he'll be able to continue as Prime Minister. The Prime Minister listened to the ruling from his home today, and I imagine that champagne will be opened in the Prayut household as they celebrate this announcement. It was pretty much kept under wraps. I mean, I know we can probably be cynical and say the decision was probably made long before the Constitutional Court judges sat down today, but a lot of people, including myself, really had no idea how to pick this one or guess exactly what was going to happen. I didn't make a prediction because I really didn't see anything clear unfolding. But we do know now that the Constitutional Court have come down to in favour of Prayut Chan-o-cha. So there you go. That's the news. We've got Prayut Chan-o-cha taking the job of Prime Minister back off his caretaker Prime Minister, his long-term loyal companion from the army, Prawit Wongsuwon, who I figure at some 77 years old will be happy to hand the head job back to General Prayut. But the army and the 3 Ps, the 3 generals, well in control again of Thailand in the lead up to the next election. Now, what does this mean, for example, for the cannabis bill? Now that we've got this decision made, Parliament could possibly resit and revisit that legislation and pass it before the next election. Heaven knows there is a lot of clarification needed, and that bill is just one of many that needs probably to get the attention of the Parliament before too long. So pretty much signing off. I'm sorry about my attire. I know it's very unprofessional and I'm just standing up the front of my home, but I did want to get this information to you as soon as it came through. So Prayut Chan-o-cha, who has been serving as Prime Minister well in one form or another since 2014, officially, according to the Constitutional Court, started his 8-year tenure on April the 6th. In 2017, and will be returning to Government House probably on Monday after a weekend of celebrations to sit back behind the big desk. So thank you very much for joining us on this very quick Tim Newton today. I'll make sure I dress up the comments section and make sure we get that information out to you. Also tomorrow morning we do have a live program from 9 a.m. Thai time. I'm sure this will come in for some discussion and it'll be interesting to hear your comments about this decision of the Constitutional Court this afternoon in Bangkok. But signing off, and hope that brings you up to date on the situation, and we're pretty sure that we've been one of the first to provide that information to you this afternoon. Thanks for watching.